Hello and welcome back to Nerdy's Doll Creations. Today I will be working on this Jackson Jekyll Deuce Gorgon hybrid doll. I will be turning the doll into a transgender woman by the name of Daisy. Off screen I made an outfit of a skirt, a top, panties, and shoes, which are not shown in the video at this moment. As normal, I prepped the doll by cutting the hair really short to the scalp, scraping out all the plugs from the inside of the head, washing the face off with pure acetone, sanding the body, and then washing both the head and the body with some soapy water, allowing it to dry for 3 days before I get started on the new hair and face and body blushing. I wanted to make a transgender woman doll for a while. I had seen a wonderful lady that I finally had the courage to talk to working at one of the big home improvement box stores in my local area, and through conversations with her I did learn about her struggles with trying to appear more feminine, finding clothes that are cute, that fit her body type, finding shoes that are, cute and styles that she likes that actually fit her size of feet. Even learning how to do her hair and makeup. She struggles with it, not really finding much in the way of help for people that are just like her. I thought if I could make a doll in that sort of style, maybe I could highlight these struggles and maybe get some more, people to see it and, maybe sympathize with the struggles that transgender women have all of the time. Transgender men also have those struggles. I do know quite a few of them who I consider good friends, and they have similar struggles. But today I wanted to highlight the transgender women. Lauren at the big box store was such a delight to talk to and to learn from, and I'm glad that she was willing to, give me her life experiences. As always, I am doing the hair using 100% acrylic yarn. First I wrap it around something to get the approximate right length, and then I separate the yarn into the little pieces. In this case, this acrylic yarn is 4-ply, so I take each ply apart by gently untangling the top of the strand I'm using and carefully separating one ply out, pinching not too hard the rest of it and drawing it out. It separates quite nicely. It's rather like separating embroidery floss for doing cross stitch. It works really well, and you don't usually split the plies into smaller pieces as you do this. They usually stay together fairly well. Then I use my homemade rerouting tool. It's an X-Acto knife with a needle with a large eye that I have cut at a slant. I put the single ply onto the reroute tool, then step it into one of the existing holes on the head. Here you can see I made a nice part for where the bangs will be. Lauren had bangs and I wanted to highlight that. Just a little nod to her. The color is not the right color, but I wanted to give a small nod to Lauren at the big box store as a thank you for the inspiration to make this doll in the first place. Here I'm toying with the idea of making space buns and almost immediately discard this idea, thinking it's not going to be what I want. I do settle on making pigtail Dutch braids at the end when I'm styling it. I decided to go that way, with the idea being that maybe Daisy here is going to a pride event or festival somewhere, and this is how she might look or want to look going to one of those festivals in her area. I did actually take her to a Pride festival yesterday and was able to get pictures with several of the event goers who were very sweet. And, you know, a lot of them, people I talked to told me about their own struggles also with finding clothes that fit, makeup tutorials that are specifically for transgender women, hair tutorials again for transgender women, shoes that are cute, that are comfortable, in the right sizes. It was a lovely experience, and I'm really grateful that several of them said, yes, sure, we'll have, you know, let you take our picture with your dolls. I did take the other 2 Pride dolls that I've made, Amari and Kapara, and, you know, I got lots of pictures of the 3 of them at the festival yesterday, and it was just such a good experience, a good learning experience as well. Here I'm brushing out after I got the plugs all done and they're glued in. I took my pet brush to brush out the hair, make it into this big poofy looking puff hair. All that fluff off to the side in the clip just now. I actually saved that and use it to stuff amigurumi, small crochet critters. You know, waste not kind of deal. I use my hair straightener to make nice long silky wefts, you know, locks of hair. I do that for the entire head, and then I eventually cut down the hair, the bangs, to make them the right length. After I'm done doing the face up. Here is the finished straightened hair, ready to be put up in a hair burrito, ready for the face up. I rather like how the colors turned out. It makes me think of some of the lovely hair dye jobs I've seen out there. I did leave in the clip of me sanding down the body so you can see how I do it. I use sanding sponges in various grits, starting at 100 and going up to 400. This gives me a satiny, smooth finish that pan pastel can grip to. I also start with Mr. Superclear UV Cut Matte to give it that paper-like texture, and use pan pastels in various shades of brown, like burnt sienna, and, you know, just a little bit of red, and just a hint of white with a little bit of blue in it, to get that undertones that you would see in natural skin. The goal with the body blushing is to show the struggle of maybe making a fairly masculine body look more feminine by using darker colors to add shadows where there wouldn't naturally be, and highlights to emphasize maybe some round curvy areas that maybe don't actually exist. It is a trick I've learned that drag queens use, but in this case not nearly so dramatic. They are trying to make it look like they have something that maybe they have not been able to get for themselves just yet. That breast enhancement or hormone replacement therapies or whatever else is out there to help with gender affirming care. You'll see that I'm using round, curvy sorts of motion as I put the darker shadows in place to try to, make it feel more rounded, if you will, to give the illusions of breasts rather than actual breasts. I didn't want to give this doll a breast enhancement with epoxy sculpt clay, just simply because I wanted to really highlight the struggle I was having trying to make it look like this doll had cleavage without actually having cleavage, if that makes sense. Same that any transgender woman might have. As this goes on, you'll see me, highlighting and lowlighting the various spots on the doll, the hands, the feet, etc. Just trying to put shadows and highlights where they should be. And here's the last little bit of the body blushing. I'm doing the tiniest little details just to really make sure that I have that cleavage emphasized. One final layer of Mr. Superclear, actually 2 final layers of Mr. Superclear, and here's the end result. Once the shirt is in place, it really shows up better that it's cleavage. Then I reunite the head with the body, wrap the body in a bandana to make a burrito, and wrap the head up in another bandana to make a separate burrito so that I can work on the face. And now that I have that ready, I will use the same pan pastels that I used before on the face. Here I'm really trying to de-emphasize the strong jawline by adding darker shades. Maybe soften the temple area and even the cheeks just a little bit. Again, not going for a drag look, but going for a softer feminine look. Jackson Jekyll has a very strong, very defined jawline, and like a lot of transgender women, they may have similar issues, and they will use darker makeup to try to tone that down a bit, if you will. I tone down the sides of the nose a bit, and give some shadows to where the eyes are and the eye sockets. Just any of the little tricks that will make a masculine face appear more feminine. I do eventually go on, once I have the facial blushing the way I like it, and I think that I've achieved at least most of my goal, I will use a little bit of a reddish pinkish color on the lips to begin making it look like maybe a lipstick look. I highlight what should be highlighted using the lightest shade of my brown and the rosy color on the cheeks, just to bring out that nice little apples of the cheeks flush, if you will. I blend everything using the colorless blender to make this look seamless rather than a makeup look. Once I have the initial facial blushing done, I move on to the actual drawing. I use my chalk pastel pencil to lay down the initial eye shape. This gets a good layer of white on the eyes. I also do a bit of highlighting across the nose, at the cupid's bow, and right underneath the nose. Mr. Superclear will dull this quite a bit, so right now it might look like my doll has a milk mustache, but and the next time I put the Mr. Superclear on, most of that will be dulled down a lot, and it'll actually just look like what I want it to look like. I do take a Q-tip and smudge out the highlight on the nose so it doesn't look quite so weird. I give the brow bone a highlight as well with the same chalk pastel, and a little on the cheeks there to begin with. I move on eventually and start using my watercolor pencils to create the actual facial features. I do eventually also give a more believable lipstick look to the lips using the same color. As you can see right there, it's dulled down a lot. I decided to go ahead and maybe give this doll a bit of a thicker brow to emphasize that maybe they might struggle with brow shapes. Transgender women do sometimes struggle with getting their brows to look the way they want, and I wanted Daisy to be no different from that. Here I am, I'm actually just sketching out the eyes after I had used a layer of Mr. Superclear to save my progress from before. I'm using the Copper Beach watercolor pencil to sketch the eye shape, and then a resharpenable eraser pencil when I make mistakes. Once I have the eyes the way I like, I'll draw in the irises, the pupils, and as I get to where I think it looks good, I'll use Mr. Superclear to save my progress and then move on. I did decide to go with gray eyes on Daisy, just simply because I hadn't made gray eyes before. I thought that might be a nice change of pace. I gave Daisy a slightly cheeky side-eye look. I thought it might fit her personality a little bit there. And as you watch the rest of this, just enjoy the music. I do give her my signature lower lashes. They look kind of fluffy. I will put eventually false lashes on her. I wanted her to have a really strong eyeliner to maybe make it look a little more feminine. I rather like how her face turned out, looking more feminine than Jackson Jekyll did. I think I did an okay job on that. Here I'm adding in the highlights and lowlights of the gray in her irises there. Slightly darker tones up at the top of the iris, and then lighter tone down at the bottom. I eventually draw some lines in the eye to make it look a little more realistic. But at the end of the day, this is still a doll, and I wanted it to look like a doll still. Some final details like the lines in the eyes and on the lips. The shadows, I use a little bit of black pan pastel to really bring in those shadows where eyelashes should be casting shadows. Some finer details on the lips. I decided at the last moment to give her an ombre lip. I thought that might be kind of fun. I really do like how she turned out. At the final details in her eyebrows, the final details on her eyes. I do give her my signature beauty mark at the end. I draw in the little lines in the irises with the white. And as you can see, I think I messed up a clip somewhere. I did make her eyeshadow a nice red color. It just seemed to look good with the hair. I thought that might look really well. Give her the final highlight on her brow bones. And then finally, our Mr. Superclear, gloss the eyes and lips at the end there, and give her false eyelashes. I forgot to mention that I used the pearlescent pan pastels to give her some highlighter that everyone seems to love so much on her cheeks or brow bone, just a little bit here and there, using the pink and the gold just to give her a little shimmer. And I did forget to mention that I gave her some catch lights using some white acrylic paint. Waited for that to dry, then I glossed her eyes and lips. And now it's time to go ahead and let the hair down out of the burrito. I've already taken the body one off. We're going to give this hair a style. At this point, this hair had been wrapped up for probably 2 weeks. And I rebrushed it and re-straightened it. And now I'm going to go ahead and do the braids. This does get difficult on such a little scale with the doll flopping all over the place. I did tape her eventually to the table to try to do this. Most of this I did off screen. I finally cut her bangs down to size, decided to give her some earrings. You can see I was using pins to, mark where I wanted those to be, just to be a little cheeky. I did go ahead and add some pink to where her underwear should be, even though I was going to give her some panties anyway. Just for fun. I start with the skirt to get her dressed. I put a ribbon to hold that skirt down, otherwise it likes to ride up a little bit. Add on the panties that I made, then the top, and finally those cute little shoes. At the end I did give her a little backpack that I found and added a daisy flower to. I have given her final accessories, her earrings, her rings, her choker. Gave her her eyelashes, then glossed up her eyes and lips. Gave her her final manicure using that same pink color I used for the painted on panties. And then I can call her completed. As always, I appreciate you watching my video. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. And please remember, you are wanted, you are valued, you are appreciated. I'm so glad you are here. Happy Pride, and I'll see you next time. Bye.